Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're talking a little bit about All-Star Night. For the next 6 or 7 days, 6 probably because they smashed 6 day and 7 day together, we're going to be putting out a video giving you an in-depth understanding on how to participate in Top Commander to hopefully get your best results for the event, to get your best rewards, to earn your heroes, and everything else that you need. This is a series that has been greatly requested, and I have been saving up for a while. Now, I'm not pushing for first by any stretch, because those people are crazy, and I'm saving up all my steals and hammers, but we will talk about steals, we will talk about hammers, and we will talk about how to get as many points as you can in the All-Star Night event, and some of the best ways to prepare yourself. Now, as we go through, I hope you guys will remember 5 key things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, fill out the notification bell, share the video and channel with your friends, and comment on the video what your favorite tip from these following 5 videos is going to be. Now, day 1 about All-Star Night. If you don't know what All-Star Night is basically a week-long event that happens every 2 weeks, which is a combination of Top Commander, Splendid Steel, and Great Hunter. These 3 events coincide together every single 2 weeks, and this is where we will get the new heroes, the strong heroes, the super weapon heroes, and the heroes that are basically meta-changing in the game. In order to get them, though, you have to earn points, and those points are stacked up over a 6 and 7 day period. Each day has different events to do and different ways to earn those points. And obviously, you've got rewards to earn every day as well, whether it's files, whether it's speed ups or gems or, resources, any of that kind of stuff, or even fun tokens, which we'll get into as well. The whole concept is simple. If you're looking for the big heroes, Cassius being the big one that just got released, then you are going to need to participate in Top Commander and push for those top rankings. As you can see, those rewards on top rankings overall look to a total of 250 frags. And if you need 690 to fully transcend a hero, you can start to understand why placing in that top 3 bracket is pretty important every single time. Every time that you're planning to participate. If all you care about is acquiring the hero, you really only have to participate until you're top 30. And then you'll earn the hero himself, which we can upgrade, afterwards. But if you plan to transcend and if you plan to awaken and everything like that, you're going to be looking to land at the top of these brackets as much as you can. And again, this whole process is based on saving. Unless you've got tons of money to blow, you're going to be saving a ton in this game in order to participate in the certain ones. And I have been saving now for about 3 or 4 months. In order for me to have enough resources to participate. And then after this, I'll be saving up for probably another 6 months until the next one when I can drop the steals and the files and things that I'll need from there. But again, this is all a work in progress. However, let's jump in and take a look at some of the easiest ways to not only earn points for the day, but start yourself off on a good week. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you want to get in the top rankings, you have to seat yourself in the top per day. There's also a benefit, right? If you look at your rankings, for example, in your Top Commander, every single day, for example, you have a bonus, okay? So the more that you rank in the top of Top Commander, you get a little bit of a bonus, right? Everybody who ranks there, I'll show you the rewards. You're looking at an additional 12% in your Splendid Steel ranking. So if you're pushing for Splendid Steel, or if you're pushing for, things like that, you get an extra bunch of cores if you end up placing in that top. So you kind of want to do that every single day. And then obviously you're also getting, say, for example, if you come in first, you're getting a bonus 5 million points to start the day off with as well. So you're getting some bonus points getting in the top 10. So again, it's all about resource management and going from there. Now, the best part is day 1 is very, very simple. Yes, you can do Bounty Ground. Yes, you can do Water War. Yes, you can use Exquisite Files, right? You can use your Splendid Steel files. All that stuff will get you points. But the number one thing that you're going to be doing wholeheartedly is going to be speed ups. Okay, speed ups will be your number 1 priority, up to about 100 million points. Now, there are a couple ways to look at speed ups and a couple of things to think about. First and foremost, you can use beast speed ups. So if you're waiting for a development like I have been, we can go ahead and drop one of these. Let's do a Tough Bones development. So we're going to develop this. We're going to wait for those 30 alliance helps. and then we're going to go ahead and speed that up. Now, it just so happens I have enough of these kind of speed ups to not really have to worry about. These are development speed ups, so we're going to go ahead and use those. And unfortunately, I don't have any more. But that's going to start us off with 55 days. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you really only need about 300 days to acquire 100 million points on your first day. So we just put 55 days in, and now we're up to 22 million points. Let's go ahead and heal the rest of my troops. So we're going to heal these. Again, wait for those 30 helps to come in. And then go ahead and heal those troops. Use some more speed ups here. Only 3 days, not a big deal. Right, we'll get all that speed ups done. So we've done a beast speed up, we've done some training, or we've done some healing speed ups. Then the biggest thing you're going to be doing is training speed ups. So let's just come over here and dump a bunch into some training, into some more training, and into some more training. And then we're going to go from here and do some quick math. Now, I've got in my bag 4 speed ups. I've got 144 days left of just training speed ups before we go into general speed ups. I'm an infantry main. For the most part, I'm going to want to build up as much infantry as I can. However, I also realize that my riders are a little bit low. So let's go ahead and train some riders first. Now, this is going to take some time, unfortunately, because, you know, as it is, you're basically just having to click through. But what I'm looking for is the highest value that I can get in training. Because if I'm going to be clicking through, I want to make sure that I'm using as much of my minutes as I can. If I have one that comes through, if I go here, for example, and I do this one, and we notice it's 47 seconds out of a minute, I might not do that one instead, just because it's using, you know, I'm getting less value for the second or the minute speed ups that I'm going to be using. Yes, it's going to be faster, but it's going to be more annoying because you have to use, again, the majority. So I might just stick to here and do this for a little bit, just to give us a good whack of training speed ups. Or training troops, pardon me. Let's see if we can't train, say, 100,000. Because at the end of the day, like I said, troops are important. You need troops, and this is where you're going to be using the majority of your training stuff anyways, is dumping this into troop training speed ups, right? Troop training, troop training, troop training. But again, if you kill up your troops as much as I do, troop training is important, so you can appreciate this. Again, it's just a little bit slow and a little bit painful because we're basically going through as much as we can. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use some of these. Actually, what happened? Oppa Gangnam Style. Sorry about that. Let's go back into the rider barracks. And let's go ahead and see what happens if we train a 5,000. What does that give us on our timer? 30 seconds is still a big pain in my ass. I don't necessarily like it because I'm losing out on 30 seconds. But then again, this might just be my own brain. So let's use a 10,000 and see how close. So this one I might actually use and then wait the 6 seconds. Right? So we'll just wait the 6 seconds until it drops down. And now that it drops down, we can go ahead and use that. And we've got some more 10,000. So we could actually look here. Let's go do 20,000 more troops. So we'll train 20,000 more here. And again, we'll just wait until this drops down to 23. Just like that. And then we'll do one more. And then we'll wait for it to drop down. So that at the end of the day, we're being as efficient with our speed ups as possible. Right? If you don't have to waste an extra 1 minute speed up, don't. I know it's only 1 minute. But if you're doing this 30 times, that's 30 minutes. You're doing this 100 times, it's 100 minutes. You see what I'm saying? So it adds up very, very quickly, depending on, obviously, how many troops you're training at a time. Now, every so often, you are going to get some bonus rewards coming from here. You're going to get some bonus missions, for example, for completing things. And that could just be whether it's using more speed ups, or, I mean, depending on what the day is, right? Today is speed up. So it'll be using more speed ups, training more troops, something like that, earning more points. You'll get these missions that'll come up, and they are sporadic. There's no real way of justifying or determining when they'll come up. They come up sporadically when you accomplish things. Whether that's accomplishing things like buying these, killing zombies, farming, all that kind of stuff. Let's pick up these choice boxes as well. I know this is just me clicking on some random dots. Now let's go back to my bag. We'll check out what I have for speed up still. And we're still looking at 89 days of speed ups. So let's go back to my infantry now. And let's train up. Actually, I want to see what our Allstar Knight count is at. So we're at 52 million already. So we can go ahead and do a bunch more infantry. Let's check something out here, because what I want to do is I want to also precursor day 3, because we have to remember a lot of this is being efficient. Okay, so day 1 is speed up day. Day 3 is troop training day. So what we also want to do is be aware so that we can set ourselves up to clear 20,000 or 22,000 troops of each type on troop training day as well. Okay, so first thing that I want to do is I'm going to use one of these 20,000 to figure out what our time is. 13 days. So I need 30 days left to be able to stock up. Yeah, I need about 30 days left to be able to stock up my 3 sets for the time. 32 days of speed ups. So after this gives me 75. That means that I have 40 more days of speed ups, or about 3 more 20,000s that I can do here real quick. Okay? So let's go ahead and quick use that. Let's do another 20,000. And we're going to wait for this 20 seconds to come down. In the process, I want to come back here and look at my bag again. And I'm just kind of keeping a mental note of what my training speed ups is left. So we've got 75, right? Then we're going to go through here. We're going to clear this off in a couple of seconds. Now, you can also use your gems if you want. I'm going to suggest don't. Save your gems for later, because we're going to need them for the bounty wheel or the lucky roulette wheel, which we'll have. And we're going to set up another one of these 20,000s and use those, and then give it the 20 seconds to wait. Now, again, you could not choose to wait and, again, use the 1 extra minute. But like I said, I'm just really, really specific about this kind of stuff. So we are going to look heavily into being as efficient as we can. And even if it takes a couple extra seconds, it takes a couple extra seconds. Now, before you start your training, one thing I did forget to mention that I don't want to forget to mention, make sure you have all of the buffs active that you can. First and foremost, I get a kind of a bonus one here as the president. I'm getting a bonus 25% training speed here. But we did activate the training buff here earlier. So we did have the training buff, the Federation buff. This one here was activated earlier, so we had 4 hours with an additional 10% training speed. Just so happens I was not here for that. But you just want to be aware of where you can get as much of the bonuses as possible. And here's something to think about. After Archipelago Raid, on Archipelago Raid, when the map ends, there's still about 12 hours when you can be on the map, and the new buff zombies will spawn at reset, so you can clear those buff zombies and pick up like a training speed buff or a research speed buff or a building speed buff or something like that before you do your speed up timers. Now, it just so happens I did training, so I got an extra 7% training speed as buff. So pick up as many of those buffs as you can before you start looking at starting your training, just so that you're not sitting here, concerned about the longevity of how long it's going to take you to end up doing that. Get as much of those benefits as you can. Okay, so let's go back into the bag. Let's look at what I have in speed ups here. Again, I need about 32 days, so I can do at least one more training speed up here before touching my general speed ups. So let's do another 20,000. Okay, we're going to train another 20,000. And then we'll probably do one more just to be safe. This way we're using all of the training speed ups. And then we'll use a couple of the general ones just to prep up the next day. You see what I'm saying? Because again, this is training now, but we're still going to use another 30 days of training speed ups to be able to get through. I mean, again, I'm not pushing for the top 1. I'm going to shoot for top 10 in this atmosphere. If I can get top 10 by the end of the event, I'm happy. Okay? I haven't saved up long enough to be able to get top 1, but I have saved up long enough to get top 10. So as long as I get top 10, I'm happy. And again, I'm using it to get the resources and troops and stuff back that I absolutely needed. Okay? So now we look at our bag. Now we look at our speed ups. We understand that we have 36 days of speed ups in just training. So I'm going to do one more of these 20,000s, and then we'll prep the next one. Okay, so now that we've done that, here's what we're gonna do. This is how you prep the next day. So I've used all my training speed ups that I want, or prepped it so that I will be using all of my training speed ups. I'm gonna use one of these. I'm gonna come over here and start training. Okay, I'm gonna come over to the speed up button, and instead of this use here, I'm gonna click view over here where it says speed ups. Okay, we're gonna click view, and we're gonna move this until so we see that the total is 13 days and 5 hours and 52 minutes. Well, troop training day starts in 1 day, 2 hours and 25 minutes. So I want to take 1 day, 2 hours and 25 minutes off of 13. So that's going to bring me 12 days, 3 hours. Let's take 12 days and 3 hours off. So we go 12 days and 3 hours, something like that. We're going to go okay, and we're going to go quick use. Now this has eliminated everything so that this will be ready to go at the very start of troop training day. So I don't have to use any more speed ups on troop training day to get a jump ahead of the game. Now you can do this with a 50,000 advancement buff as well. I only have the 20, so that's what I'm using now. Okay, so I have this prepped, and now I just make sure that I don't touch this until troop training day. Now let's go ahead and see what we're looking at for points. 81 million, it's not a problem. I would like to get up to the whole 100 million, but I'm going to save some of those speed ups so that we'll have some to play with on the last couple of days. And like I said, I'm really only shooting for the top 10. And if we look through our top 10 ranking, you've got this guy here who's probably spent a bunch in his Splendid Steel, which is why he's sitting at 120 million. These guys have also spent in their Splendid Steel and stuff like that. If you're getting above 100 million, you're going to be having a good time. As you can see, I'm kind of right into that top 7 position. Okay, so right in that top 10, which is where I want to be. Okay, but we're not done yet. We still have a couple more speed ups to do. We've got that one we have prepped. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to do the same thing with our heart piercers, or the range, pardon me. We're going to use the highest training expansion we can. We're going to go over here, click train, and then we're going to go over here and do the exact same thing. We're going to take off 1 hour, 1 day, 2 hours, about 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like that. So take off 12 days and 3 hours is what we're looking for. So let's speed it up. Click view. And again, we're going 12 days and 3 hours, something like this, right? Oop, right about there. 12 days and 3 hours. Okay. And we're going to quick use those 12 days. And again, we're down to 1 day, 2 hours, 46 minutes. Let's do that again with our rider barracks. So we're going to prep another 22,000. We go train, we go speed up, we go view, and we're going to take off 12 days and 3 hours. Now, it's kind of annoying. You have to do it with a slide. You can't input the time that you'd like, which kind of sucks. But this is how it's going to be. So we are now down, and we have these 3 set so that they'll be ready to go. And my overall points for this event, 89,884,750. Just 11 million shy of the full 100 million that you can. Now, is that going to be getting me a first place? No, but it does leave me within that reachable area. Yes, I'm still 30 million short on the top one, but remember, we still have a long way to go. I have about 100,000 gems to waste on the roulette, which should equal a decent amount of points. I've got over about 1,500, right, 1,400 hones to use in the honing challenge. I've got, a bunch of parts to put into the parts equipment, right? I've got parts to get whether I go with another white part or 2 red parts, so I've got a bunch to go there. I've got over 4,000 high carbon steel for the vehicle, so I'm still ready to go for a lot. But this still gives me the capability of staying within my goal. Now, as long as my goal isn't to win, especially for this first event against all these fighters, then we're going to be happy where we get. But the biggest thing is just to remember, at the end of the day, you are playing against people who spend a ridiculous amount of money. So don't get butthurt if you lose to whales. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. This is why you can only compare yourself against yourself. Set yourself a goal. I hope to get within the top 10. As long as I hit within the top 10, I'm happy. If I fall lower than that, I'm happier. If I fall higher than that, then I get to be a little bit irritated. Right? So set that goal and keep that goal in mind. But with that all being said, I hope you guys will tune in for the rest of the week. This is All-Star Night, the whole breakdown. We are currently in 6th. We'll see how the rest goes, and I hope you guys enjoy this entire premise. If you do, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, fill the notification bell, share this with your friends. And join us live on the live stream. We are live 6 days a week from Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. Not the Central Standard Time. I'm talking Central Time. I live in the prairies in Canada. Our time doesn't change. Central Time, 9 to 3 p.m. Join us 6 days a week on YouTube, on Twitch. You know it. That's where we're going to be. Come join the community and be a part of it. But with that all being said, I hope you guys had fun. I will see you again tomorrow. Love, peace, chicken grease. And until next time, stay lifted.
Started with a spark in the middle of the night. Now the whole crew glowing in a neon light. Different walks of life, but we all found a lane. Rolled through the highs, laughed through the pain. No ego in the chat, just respect them vibes. Everybody welcome when the smoke cloud rise. Win or lose, we're still one team. Building something bigger than it ever could seem. Hands up if you came for the energy. Stay because the family feels like destiny. No matter where you're from, you're home tonight. One community, one flame, one light. Get lifted higher than the skyline. Good vibes only, every single timeline. Raise your cups, raise your voices, let it fly. With the people keeping hope alive. Get lifted, never coming down. Positive energy shaking up the town. When the high guy calls, everybody rise. We're more than a stream, this is where we thrive. Electric tea on side level. This is where we thrive. Late night sessions, memes on repeat. Every new follower gets love when they speak. We're making memories, one laugh at a time. Turning ordinary moments into something divine. Controllers clicking, music in the air. No one standing alone when the squad is here. Dream a little bigger, let your worries fade. This is the home that the community made. Light another dream, let the doubts all fade. Every single moment is a memory made. Side by side until the credits roll. Different hearts but a single soul. Get lifted higher every day. Spreading good vibes in our own crazy way. If you're looking for a place where you belong,